coming on in. It's not enough. Still looking for the replacement here. He gets it on land, takes the wall. 184. The double snipe combination. Calculator and Macwood, they're holding the high ground, and that's the victory royale. I want to see where we stand here. The best players we've ever seen in any lobby, literally ever. And we're here along with literally 18,000 people at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Nyrox takes out Falconer down low, and he's wrestling with everyone, but Nyrox is out. Oh no, he does manage to get the elimination, and he gets the victory royale. Aqua, Nyrox looking to pick up the first World Cup back-to-back victory royale. Pressure coming on in, they drop down low, the tag's coming through. My gosh. Oh, the 150! 1 versus 1. Arcrum versus the player up top. There's just no way. 4ZR will take the final game. The results are in. Congratulations to the first ever Fortnite World Champions, Aqua and Nyrox. The win and $3 million. How do you feel, buddy?
I don't know what to say. This is crazy.
I don't know what happened. We just popped up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jonesies, Bonesies, and everyone in between, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Finals. Today will be the solos competition, and after 2 years of Fortnite action and so many months of qualifiers, we are here to crown our first ever World Champion solo. My name is Sundown, joined here by Bala TW, and it's going to be an incredible day.
That it is. Over 30 countries are represented here today in the World Cup Finals, and I mean, this entire weekend has been amazing. It has had some of the most amazing Fortnite action, and this is the best of competitive Fortnite. So we're gonna go ahead. We already did crown the World Champions duo in Nyrox and Aqua.
And it was very well deserved from there. Don't forget about the Creative Championship and the Pro-Am that kicked it all off on Friday. We saw the Fish Fam take it away. And then, of course, the cooler duo of Aqua and Nyrox, crediting the boot camp, all of their practice put in. The first half of the games were rough. The back three, Victory Royale, top 5 with 2 clutch eliminations coming out of Aqua to push them in to that top spot. And we'll be seeing Aqua here again today, Bala.
That we will. We'll see if he's going to be able to repeat some of the magic that he did yesterday, but he's not the only person. We have 100 more players, and they all competed over 5 weeks of solo qualifiers. We have already awarded $6 million over the course of those qualifiers, and 40 million players competed to try to qualify for this day right now. Only 100 players remain.
And they're all fighting for their share of the $15 million prize pool. We've already given away $18 million between the creative and the duos competition yesterday, as well as the charity portion for the Pro-Am, and they all want to be in that top spot. First place walking away with $3 million in prize money, but for most of them, it's about the title. They want to be in the top spot. They want the clout. They want the recognition. They want to say, I am the ultimate Victor Royale.
So we're going to go ahead and join the players on the floor in the Arthur Ashe Stadium. They're ready. We're going to go ahead with our first group of contestants. It is Booga, Bizzle, Commandment, Vivid, Cease, Snow, Riversun, Leleo, and Dubs.
Now, these were the players who qualified out of NA East, NA West, and Brazil during the first week. The ones who rose to the occasion right away, cemented themselves in there, and didn't have to worry about it. And right away, how can you not call out the NA East Titans of Bizzle, Vivid, and Cease? Been around forever, and Cease, more importantly, we said he deserved more recognition. He was one of the best, and what did he do yesterday? 3rd place with Elevate. He's looking ready to go, but Dubs is also ready. Him and Mega had an incredible performance yesterday, and they're looking to represent on the stage.
Yeah, so we'll see if he's going to be able to do that. Of course, at the top of the list is Booga. A lot of people are looking forward to see what he can do on a LAN environment in this stage. See if he can continue the performance he's had in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to continue, though. Dubs, we're going to check in with Jordan Fisher on the floor with Dubs.
Thank you so much, Fortnite family and fans. What's going on? I'm Jordan Fisher. I've got Dubs right here. Dubs, you placed consistently well during the qualifiers, wrangling a first, second, and sixth place finish over the course of 3 weeks of solos, and as well, let's go, and placed in the duos as well, qualified for the duos. How does competing on this stage now compare to yesterday's games?
The energy is insane here, and it's just the most amazing experience. I love Fortnite.
Fantastic. Oh, a lot of people are really excited to see you play today. Now, you and your partner Mega did an incredible job yesterday. Did you guys see them play together yesterday? It was amazing. It was amazing. You placed 7th in the duos competition yesterday. Are you changing up your strategy at all to prepare for today's solo games?
No, I'll pretty much be doing the same strat, playing for late game, trying to get picks, and that's about it.
Great job. Love it. We can't wait to see. Bala, who's next?
Thank you so much.
Jordan Fisher, appreciate that. Those are our NA East, NA West, and Brazil competition from the first week. We're going to keep moving forward into EU, Oceania, and Asia. Starting with Stompy, Prisionero, Bella EU, Letwick, Nate, Diego, DRG, Slaya, Vaxbox, and at the end, Benji Fishy.
And another group that is very top-heavy. These were the players who took advantage of it right away. We got to see Stompy yesterday. Not necessarily the performance him and Chinkin would have wanted, but he'll be coming out in force today. And then we also definitely need to talk about Vaxbox. His ability to turn heads, qualifying multiple times in the solos format, being so close for duos, and he has, if not the possible highest mechanical ceiling and rifling skills out of any of these solo players.
And then, of course, we also see Slaya down in the bottom middle there. He's been turning heads in the NA scene because he's been here boot camping for a couple of weeks, and he's made a number of clips in terms of his aim. He's one of the best mechanical players for aiming out of OCE. And at the end here, Benji Fishy, what more can you say about him? We're going to go ahead and take a look what his life is like back at home.
My name is Benji Fish. I'm 15 years old. I live in the UK. It's a master Fortnite. I play a lot.
Benji Fishy trying to punish some of these players.
I'm definitely on par with pretty much every pro.
I love Benji Fish.
I'm very excited to go to World Cup. It's definitely going to be one of the best things of my life.
Playing for his family, his mom, and trying to do everything he can to make an even bigger name for himself. But speaking of bigger names for themselves, this next group has so many top titles, starting off there with Tfue, and then following up, Unknown Army, Niddle, Funk, Psalm, Clicks, Epic Whale, Karhu, Lasers, and Kurtz. Bala, what can we say about these players?
Yeah, a lot of huge names. Of course, we'll start with Tfue. The qualifying run he had in week number 3 was one of the most memorable moments out of the entire Fortnite World Cup Online Opens. And what a story it was in front of 250,000 people on a stream, no delay, just slayed out and qualified.
It was able to play very well in the LAN environment, has taken that title at TwitchCon. But let's not forget about somebody else who was there. You got Funk Bomb, played yesterday on the stage and is looking to continue to roll it forward. Psalm as well, another player who is a big competitive veteran coming from a MOBA background, transitioning into Fortnite and showing his ability to break it down and push the meta farther. And then you have the 2 young warriors out of Clicks and Epic Whale, known for taking walls. Taking names and pressing forward, doing everything they can to stop their opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. Clicks, one of the players who has fully qualified for both solos and duos. And at the end, Kurtz out of Brazil. We're going to continue forward with him and go ahead and listen to some of the stuff he had preparing for ahead of the competition.
I changed my personality. I play very aggressive. If you make a mistake, you will be the victim. Easy, bro. My name is Enrique Hertz. I'm 14 years old. My name in game is Hertz.
Well, easy, bro. I like that line most of all out of that entire package. That was amazing. We'll see if it is going to be easy, bro. Today, we're going to continue forward, see who's on the floor. It is going to be Luki, Left Eye, Fleeter Moyes, T-Chub, Core Gaming, Wakey, Dementos, Banny, Takamura, Cat, and LOL Boom.
And another group loaded with talent. LOL Boom in particular, the young Irish lad, qualified in the same week as his duo Core Gaming. They didn't represent in the duos competition. We got to interview both of them, and they're excited to be here, excited to represent not only for their countries, but also for their families. And then also looking out there, Left Eye and Dementos have been around the scene for a very long time, since the beginning, have that veteran experience, have been in so many of these very, very top-heavy lobbies. They are going to be comfortable.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at Banny, who was Faxfox's duos from the previous Asian group, and he is one of the most aggressive players. He also plays tons of high ground, tries to look for tons of eliminations on the high ground. So we'll see how the Asian region and how he performs there with his strategy converts to this stage.
But can't forget about Takamura out of Japan, and then Cat coming from Oceania, two players who are very aggressive. But we talked about LOL Boom, we talked about wanting to represent his family and what it means to him. Let's hear a little bit about that from him.
Hi, my name is Lalboom. I'm originally from Philippines, but I live in Ireland, and I qualified for the solo Fortnite World Cup. Every week was really intense. I didn't expect myself to qualify for the solos. It was just unbelievable. What I love about competitive Fortnite is the players around it. Everyone's so nice. Those people are really humble. I don't really feel any pressure on me. I just really focus on this moment and this tournament, and hopefully I do good and bring back home one of the best Fortnite players in the world. I'd like to thank my parents, my brothers especially, and also the viewers that stuck up to me and who are loyal to me, because they're like the only ones that supported me throughout this whole journey, and I'd just like to
It's so nice to see someone just so grateful to be in a position, but continue striving forward. Someone who's originally seen in the skirmishes, but now to perform on the main stage. On to our next group, represent out of NA West and Brazil. We have Dracons, Road Shark, Colorful, Mega, Bucky, Class, Rux, Pizzas, and Zate.
I just want to talk about Bucky because I know we've talked about it a lot. I know we've talked about on broadcast that video of him qualifying, his dad in the background coaching him, and he's here today by himself. He has performed on the stage before back at the Summer Block Party. He did quite well there and had a good time on the stage, so we'll see. That was a little bit of a less competition. It was for charity. This today is for $15 million total.
And he's going to want to be pushing the pace, particularly against players like this. Class, extremely analytical, keeps a notebook with him at all times and wants to break down his opponent's interaction. We got to see a little bit from Rux and his baseball-playing grandfather during the pre-show. He has that competitive bones in his body. He was there every single week. And Mega, great performance again yesterday. Colorful, the one we got to interview on Mother's Day, and he was told, hey, I had to make a deal to even get playing time on the weekends, and now he's going to be on the main stage.
I also, going back to Mega real quick, because he had one of the most memorable moments from yesterday's games when he was playing with Dubs, where he actually eliminated Mitro and Mongrel, one of the biggest duos in Fortnite in EU, and that was crazy to be able to do with that mechanical skill, that speed that he did it at.
And he barely even reacted. Now, one player, normally, Bala, you and I are very good about going through, breaking these down, knowing their stories. I know very little about Pizzas. It's so hard to find information on. We got to go through the VOD reviews, but he is somebody in one of the few true wild cards, and I'm very interested to see what happens when you run into him. And now we're going to actually get a chance to talk with Zate, who we saw him and Sap have an amazing performance yesterday. Let's see what he's feeling ahead of the competition. Jordan, what do you have for us?
You are not wrong, Sundown. One of the best and most dominant duo players standing right next to me in Zate. Zate, You dominated today. It's very clear to absolutely everybody, claiming that number one slot for 5 of the 6 games. Obviously, it's Fortnite, RNG happens, right? But again, going into endgame, you two staying together, locking down high ground, that's ultimately what secured the dub. What was your mentality going into duos yesterday?
So we kept the same mentality, same strategies for every single game. After the 3 first games, we had 38 points, so we're really confident. So we didn't change anything. A lot of unfortunate things happened, so we finished with 6 points in the last 3 games and pick up 4th. After being first for 5 games in a row, we really want to win it, so kind of bad, but still.
Understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, though, Fortnite, this is the biggest payouts, right? Like, we're seeing some amazing payouts here. 4th place is still very much a win, I think, to a lot of people. Now, going into the solos tournaments today, obviously you've been performing very consistently over the course of the last year of Fortnite comps. You're faced up against a lot of incredibly talented players from regions all over the world, and there's a lot of different play styles here. What's your mentality going into some of these fights?
For solos, I'm going to play like I played for the past year. I'm just going to be confident because I play best when I'm confident.
Absolutely. Well, we see this confidence. We're going to see it again today on Real Island. What do you have next for us?
Thank you so much, Jordan. And what's surprising to me there is Zate. I mean, it's not surprising at all, actually. He's a true competitor. He placed in 4th place yesterday, and he's very disappointed about that. You can see it on his face.
Definitely felt it wasn't good enough. He said, hey, we wanted it all. We wanted the top spot. And with Zate, we've seen it in the past. That means he's going forward. But now on to our next group, because these competitors are here to also challenge for the top spot. We have Link, Peter Pan, Lechi, Yarkos, Lucia, Mr. Savage, Snazy, Smeeth, Blaster, and Issa.
The beginning of this group that you mentioned, Lechi, one of the most amazing controller players I've ever seen out of Germany, and he was so methodical and so good at the end game. It was unbelievable. The tunneling skills and able to be so aware. I can't be more impressed by Lechi.
Yes, and even in the qualification round, he said, hey, I got the spot. He was almost the first controller qualifier to get in, missed it by 1 place, and that next week when he came back to back solo trap eliminations to just flex on the entirety of Europe. Also rounding out the group, somebody we saw yesterday was Lucia. He's going to have the time to be on the stage as well as Mr. Savage. They're there, but let's talk about the other controller player making his first trip over here. It is Ghost Issa, the original controller gang, and we had a chance to talk with him ahead of the competition. Let's hear what he had to say.
So I qualified for solos in week 5. It's been 10 stressful weeks, a lot of ups and downs, but it's been pretty good. When I qualified, I was so happy. I had a rough 10 games. I think I played 5 games out and died like 4 times off spawn. So I was so happy when I qualified. I instantly called my mom and was like, hey, I qualified. I think it's nice that the open qualifiers, literally everyone can qualify. You can be 13 and win millions of dollars, and just everyone is really chill. New York is way different. Like, even the air, everything is so much different. The traffic, but I love it. Meeting everyone has been the nicest part. My advice would be just keep grinding. That's how you get better. Watch better players play, like watch Mongrel's VODs, whatever, and just keep grinding. That's the only way you can make it.
What an incredible story coming out of Issa, looking to represent and looking to do as much damage as possible. You know he's here to take names. Now on to the next group, where you have a lot of what I would consider dark horse contenders. Very talented players you don't hear enough about. It's Nyx, King, Clarity G, Astonish, Lunez, Jenkins, Batch, Pika, Storm, and Reverse 2K.
I just want to point out, Astonish's outfit is unbelievably